Yeah, the Hippopotamus defense speedrun continues to heat up today as we're looking to hit the rating of 1800, playing nothing but the Hippo as both white and black. Quick reminder that the 30% off discount code for my over 21 hour Hippo course, as well as the rest of my courses, is June 30. Plug in the discount code of June 30, you will get 30% off on any courses you decide to invest in, including the over 21 hour advanced Hippo course, really meant to bring you from no understanding of the Hippo to a very high level of mastery. Go down in the description below, go down the pinned comment, plug in the discount code of June 30, and you will get 30% off. Let's get things going here. Let's go. Okay, so we got E4 and D4 to start. Okay, and now F4. So D5 there, by the way, if you see a very quick 3-pawn center in that sense, you can go D5, and that gives you a very good game. What we have here is the Austrian attack, and in the advanced course, I do have a section on the Austrian. Ultimately, what I like to do here is I like to go for 1, 2, and 3. White here is playing very well with Queen D2. We'll see if they end up wanting to go queen side or keep it on the king side. But okay, here we go. So we're going to put pressure. Okay, again, 1, 2, and 3 is our typical response. And if we see H4, we're playing H5, not H6. Because if H5, oh wait, we can't push this. So we got to keep that locked up. You'll see different things here, but ultimately we're keeping all of this here against the Austrian. Against the Averbach, I don't care about C5, but against the Austrian, I do care a lot about F5. We got to keep these here, not tucking the knight like normal, not fianchettoing our bishop, making it so that if they ever push the F pawn, we have so much there to capture back with in order so that we don't have to take with our G pawn and damage our pawn structure forever. So we'd have these 3 on F5 and then these 3 attacking D4. That's the idea there. So right now I'm threatening to win a piece. If D5, typically I recommend taking as long as you need to until there's a pawn here and then knight B4. They take, okay, we'll take towards the center. That improves our bishop. G4, okay, we'll take it. And then here I got to do some thinking. So rook B8. Solid option, strong idea, looking towards B2. That seems to be the best move right now. So attack B2. We got pressure over there. Of course, they have pressure on us, so very tense game. But the more experience you get in these positions, I think the better you guys will perform in them, especially as your opponents are probably only playing this kind of setup against you for the first or second time in their entire life. And you're getting experience every single time you play and study it. H5, I could take. I don't know if I want to, though. I don't know if I want to. Because that's kind of feeding into their game plan over there. I feel like I got to keep putting pressure. Maybe take B2. Just fly in there. Queen A5 now is something that we really got to think about. If I go here right now, that does threaten the knight. They take, but then my bishop's pinned. The bishop's pinned in that instance, right? So let me take with the knight. Maybe the pawn, though. Pawn here, takes. The pawn gives me that extra layer of protection, so I think I'm going to do that, actually. Because the pawn's worth a lot less than a knight. You can't kick my pawn out of the way like you could my knight. And now I got 4 on here. That does not include my G-pawn. King E2, looking to activate more. Okay. Queen A5 is what I want to play. Right? Because then I got 2 on this. How do they save the knight? I don't think you can guard it anymore. You could... Yeah, so E5 getting in the way of that. Takes... Looks good. Okay, so here just continuing to break it open. Bishop A6 is also something to look at this stage. Now, they take that guy. If I take the queen, I don't think the queen's able to get in here into the mix very easily. So, yeah. Okay, so I'll take that. So we're looking at C3 again. We're looking at the bishop. Crazy game. White played very aggressively there, following the Austrian. Most of the time I play against the Austrian, I don't get very aggressive setups like this, but once I put my 3 on d4, but yeah, bishop a6 is definitely in the mix. Like if queen d3, boom, queen, bishop a6, and we get the queen. There, I think we can just take that guy. I could check first. Bishop blocks. I don't really want the bishop moving out of the way right now, though. Although I suppose if I take, they have checks available, including... Do I care that they have checks? Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Huh. So I take. Interesting. Is this an easy way to just avoid all that? Avoid the bishop moving out of the way from that rook? I think I might try that. Okay. So just adding more pressure against that knight, as if we didn't have enough already. If I can get check, that's brutal for them. I don't think they want that. Like if rook over, check. If here, I guess I don't have a fork. But I am eyeing that up. They don't want to go back because of check. So there I can trade queens. Do I trade queens now or later? Let me take now. And then when I take the knight, the rook will be threatened, which is huge for me. I have to start putting pressure on that rook. Every tempo matters right now. Because if it wasn't attacking the rook, maybe they have this or something, and then, but yeah, if takes and they go here, I just take the rook, and then I'm attacking their pin knight at that stage. So okay, knight takes. Okay, we're threatening check. We're up 1 point in material. Check looks good too on d4. I don't necessarily want to, do too much there to get rid of the rook on a1. Okay. If here, can I pin this bishop? To the rook? I don't want to get too greedy and then like get some kind of tactical stuff against me there, so I'm thinking just go for that guy. I'm up 3 now. I have a little bit of leverage in terms of giving material back. Like if here, if I needed to, I could take the bishop and then still end up with a material advantage. I don't think I'll do that, but... Okay, c4. Good move. Takes. Okay. Bishop down here. Again, I have leverage to give some material back, so if they get the exchange, that's not the end of the world. The question is, do I take with the knight or the pawn? Maybe the knight, so I'm attacking that guy. I might do that. Well, in that case, yeah, the rook just hangs. I was thinking they're going to take here first. Okay, now I'm threatening the bishop and the knight. Boom. Yeah. Once this game finishes up, I'll show you guys just a couple of lines coming out of the Austrian. Again, covered very in depth in the course, but I'll show you guys a couple of lines that I think are important to know. Okay, yeah, I think they're just losing. I fear. Yeah, if I take the knight, I lose mine. So in that instance, I would go check, right? Check. And then take their knight. Looks like we got an abandonment or something here. We'll see. But hey, good attack. I mean, some good moves there by white. Just didn't. Again, usually when you sack material in chess, you're losing. Most of the time, objectively or worse. Not always, most of the time. Okay, so let's go back to this stage. Okay, now I'm just going to show this line here because it's so much more popular, castling kingside. Okay, so I'm going to show that. Now here again, guys, 1, 2, not 2 because of check, 2, 3, and then we put pressure on this pawn. So we got 3 on f5. Notice I'm not leaving that. If they push f5, I need to have all of these guys available so that I never take with the g pawn. Sometimes the engine will sit there and go, hey, you're doing great. I'm okay. I'm totally good on that. Back in the day, there was a national master that would just wait for me to end up doing this or this, and then he'd crush me. But once I've really started looking into it, figuring out some theory, creating all that, I figured out this is a really nice way to play against it. So you're keeping these 3 here. It's hard for the knight to leave. If they take, you take towards the center. You could look towards jumping the knight in. You could look towards a trade for the bishop. Just so you have this idea in mind, okay, I'd say here just throw the knight in. But this is a good idea to use. Probably not right now, but there are times where this is useful. Getting rid of your bad bishop for their good. For example, let's say they push. We're going to take. If they take with the knight, we'll take with the knight. We're going to take all day until there's a pawn there, right? But like, for example, if they take with the pawn here, which bishop is better, right? I would say our bishop's a lot better than it was, but that is a good bishop. It is defending d5. Okay, we'll go there. We'll trade that guy. Attack the bishop, get the trade in anyway, and then start putting pressure on that pawn. And whenever white pushes or takes, it's harder for them to pull f5 off there. All right, got white here. Okay, so that was kind of cool. We got an Austrian game 1. Very advanced setup there. I'm going to go a3 just in case they're going for a 150 thing. Could go for the white tiger there, but no, they're just playing solid 2 knights out chess. Okay. We'll keep it moving here with our hippo. And it looks like black's taking some time here, trying to figure out what on earth I'm doing, which is fair. Okay. King side is solid. Queen side is a lot of fun to play against. I'll tuck this knight right now. Maybe I want to go b4 in one move if I see this. Okay. There we go. Right. A lot of the rules flip. I've mentioned this over YouTube videos in general, but the queen side here, even if the pawn was on a5, usually that eliminates this. Not if the king's on c8. Break open the queen side. Put the pawn on b4, then look towards c4. They're going for rest in peace in Naroditsky. They're going for the Naroditsky knight approach. I don't think this is what Naroditsky would do with that, but he did like this. And g4, guys, don't do that, please. g4 in general can be a good idea. Even if the bishop's here, in general, it can be a good idea. Not if the knight's on g6. Don't push that. Knight h4 is disgusting for them. Just leave these here. Don't let these knights jump in anywhere here. You got all this covered, right? Leave it like that. Now, I would say typically pushing here, they push the d pawn, you lock it up. That's usually true, but their king is on the queen side. So I'm thinking we take and take. Right? If I can, I'd like to keep this bishop active. Okay, so keep that guy active. King b8. Now I want to do this. That's what I want to do. Yeah, let's do it. I'm doing b5 because I want to get queen a4 in, and obviously that wouldn't have been good. So trying to get queen a4 in, pressuring that guy. If they end up pushing that bishop, you know, it's great. Okay, so I'm threatening a7. If here, I could probably take. Takes, check, back, check here, check here, mate. Okay, they go for b6 instead. I mean, I could put the queen there. Bishop c6 is kind of hard to ignore. Kind of hard to ignore that move. Bishop there. They could run Take, take. They do have some play there, which I'm not the most comfortable with, honestly. So I like my bishop. I'd almost rather trade queens if it comes to that. The other way of playing this out is going knight b3 and looking towards knight a5. That looks very dangerous. I'm going to do that. Okay, so I'm looking towards c6 with my knight. If they end up taking, I might have bishop takes a7 opportunities there. Like in this instance, I think we just jump in, right? Jump in, takes, check. If they take, I win. If they go here, it's... I think it's hard for black there in that kind of game. Okay, so I'm going to go knight a5. Looking at c6. That'd be a great knight if I can get it there. Now if they take, I think I got to take again. I think if I take, that's too slow. Too slow. So if they take, I go check. If they take, they lose. They can't. They can only go there. I take. They take my rook. They lose. Okay, they're going for that. That doesn't. I don't think that works, bro. I don't think that's working out for you. I could throw in a check. Of course, the queen takes, and then they take my rook. That's a little dicey. If I take the bishop, though, I get checked. I don't know if I love that either. I don't know if I love that. Here, check. Do I run? Take, I run? I mean, I still have c6. Yeah, I still have c6. Okay. I'll go for that. So I think if they take, I run. They take, I run. I just keep running. They can't take d4 because of check. If they take this knight, check. Now bishop h3. I did not look at that move. What's safe? Is this safe? That looks safe. Is this safe? I suppose it's safe, but then check. No, I don't like that. So I'm going to go here. Take, check. Right. Check. Take, take. They go check. Very interesting. I mean, they have to take, or else it's mate. There, it's game over. So I'll pre-move that. Okay, go there. They take, I go, ooh, wait, can I just win now? I think the knight had to go to c5. That's a mating net. Can they, I go there. Yeah. Okay, so that's a mating net now. I think the knight had to go back to c5. I'm not going here. That would be a mate in 2. Don't do that. Well, actually, still don't do it, but I might be able to survive, but no. Run to where they can't do any good checks. That would be a mate in 2. If I went there. If I went here, it's still not great. Anyways, run to where they can't check you anymore in any kind of good way. And then that's unstoppable. I don't see how they... Yeah, okay, fine. I take... I'm going to run to where they don't have any good checks. I'll go there. Okay, I do got to start blitzing it out here. Probably rook over next. I'm up 6 points. Queen... If there, maybe I just go rook over anyway. Okay. Okay. We got a pin. Sure. Start eyeing stuff up. Take, take. They can't take with the knight. Maybe a pawn? Maybe the a-pawn. I got 21 seconds. Knights are tough. Knights are tough. I could take that. That doesn't really help me in this instance because I got to win fast. But okay, so I'll look towards this. Check idea. Okay. Okay. Trying to get rid of that knight. Okay. Okay, we got a pin. Threatening, nope, not mate. Knight takes its mate. Oh, blunder. Yikes. Big yikes, guys. Okay. Okay. Check. We take. We run back. Checks all day, I guess. Check again. That's it. Well played. Well played. Yeah, I was winning. I just got too low on time. I'll see if I can get lucky here. It's not looking like that, but whoa. Talk about luck. Yeah, guys, had a winning game there. Just blundered it away, but hey, we got lucky. I'll say that. Definitely got lucky there at the end. All right. Well, let's do... I think as the ratings go up here, I got to do a better job of managing the clock. But I definitely should have won that. Here we go. Knight e7. But that's chess, right? That's chess. There's games I should have won where I lose. There's games I should have lost where I win. There's even the last video. My opponent should have won the last game once I messed up. But I ended up winning. So that's chess. You finish your game. You see where you messed up, you keep it moving. I almost went b6 there, but obviously that would be bad. Let me do it now. Very interesting setup here from white. It's not bad. It's interesting, but it's not bad. Okay, yeah, we can trade. That's fine, bro, if you want to. Okay, so my light squares are weak, so are theirs. That could be an option as well. Their king is on the queen side. Ooh, can't do that. Their king is on the queen side, so let me start attacking. Taking that space. Well, queen side's off the list of castling options. King side could fare here, here. I don't want that, so I gotta push. I gotta push. All right. They run in, I run in. What's that knight really doing though? Nothing too crazy. G4, I could slow that down, although I get that, and then there's a pin. I don't know if I love that either. Okay. I'll go a6. Start taking the space they give me. Here takes there with tempo. Looks good. Okay, so attacking the queen. There. I could offer a trade. That's a little alarming though. So maybe I protect my bishop. That way I'm okay. Or d5. Maybe d5. I want to play d5 at some point anyway. Yeah, so I've got to play faster here. Okay, we'll throw d5 in. I do have, right now I have a good grip on h5. That's really the move that they're looking at. f5, I'm okay. Maybe I go knight f5 soon. Like, this is not a typical queenside attack for me. I'd also say that they are ahead in the race. Here. Here. Do I go rook back? Let me go rook back. Yeah, if they push, their attack's over. If they push, it's over. There's no pawn breaks left anymore for them. If they take, that could be a different story. Yeah, so I can plug it up now. Can't move. Can't move with doing anything. Can't move. I'm fine. So now can I start pushing myself? Here, I don't want to push and give them that. Push. Okay. Yeah, just take that space. I do have to be mindful of takes and queen check, but right now I'm okay. I have that protected. So maybe I got to be a little bit more careful about this than I thought. Probably technically okay there, but you just got to be careful. I don't see how white makes anything happen now. Their pawns are unable to make a break. Here, here. Yeah, knight back. I could offer a trade now. There, though. I don't want that knight jumping in there. Never mind. Maybe? Okay, maybe knight g3. I could see that. I could see that happening. Okay, I'll keep pushing. I don't see how white does anything based on their pawn structure, so I'm going to just keep pushing here and see what they do. Okay, we'll push again. So I'd like to break open the a file. I'm not taking with the pawn. Heck no. Taking with the rook. Keeping all this solid. Keeping my knight right here. I definitely can't move it now. Takes take. Check. Oh. So keep the rook there. Keep this solid. The bishop is useless for them in terms of attacking chess right now. Bishop can't do anything because it's a bishop. We take. If I go there, Okay, I'll take that guy. Maybe here now. Maybe here. They do have a bishop, which is a good defender for a1. So like me gearing up for this and this doesn't really do anything. So I probably got to push. This was more to just keep an eye on those squares. That's questionable to me. I don't think you need to do that yet. All right, just keep pushing. I'm okay with this right now because I have 2 pawns I can take. You can't just push one and then I'm done. They do get some potential counterplay with that, but again, your king is pretty by itself right now. It's just, it doesn't have a lot of friends. Not a lot of buddies running around for that king. Notice, guys, move 28, and I have not castled, and I will not castle in this game because I can't. I think you got to take. I guess they could go there. Because I can't take, right? So that could work. That could work. Maybe they go for boom, boom, boom. Maybe. All right. We'll go. But I can keep my queen here. That way this is useless if they take there. Okay, yeah. So I'll go c6, threatening that. That's also a possibility. I don't know if it's that great, but all right, takes. I could take, but then they offer a trade. I improve. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a little bit concerning as well. But I think we're all right. That doesn't do much. Here? Here, here, here. That looks pretty strong. Because if the bishop takes or moves here, I just win the game, right? I want to go there, but takes, check, there, they're fine. Maybe I have, no, the bishop still protects, yeah. So I have to target the bishop. The bishop's a very good defender. I'll give the bishop that. Okay, so I'm eyeing up both of these. I don't think white can actually get out of this now. You don't have a good check. That's not there. Yeah, both of those are very, very weak for them. I got, yeah, can't defend it either. If you run, I check, or actually rook takes is probably faster. Even that's winning. Yeah, I think white there, they just, they didn't know how to use their pawn breaks properly. One of the biggest things you could learn in the Hippo is when your opponent's attack is over based on their pawn structure. That's huge. All right. Okay, so we got a d4, c4. Whoa. Okay. All right, I see you. I see you. Don't do that. That would be bad. All right. h6. Tuck the knight. Here we go. Good setup from white. One of the most difficult setups for the Hippo to play against here. In all setups. Might be the most difficult. Very few players ever do this. I don't even remember the last time I saw this. I don't think I've ever seen it in an over-the-board game when players are prepping for my Hippo. It's kind of weird. Oftentimes when players are prepping for my Hippo, they're not even that scary of setups. But anyway. F5. Yeah, I like that move. Just taking some space. I'm not worried about knight f4. I think you just gave me a pawn. Yeah. I mean, pushing looks solid for them. But taking takes here. I sack. Boom. Check. I get the queen. I'm up 2 pawns. So that doesn't help them. I suppose the queen could run. Pawn in. Do I go here or do I take? Take. Let's take our pawn. Take. Knight over. Okay, so we got 4 attackers on it. You got 2 defenders. Whoa. Now that is a crazy move. Can I trap the bishop? I could have actually trapped it the last move. Wow. Okay, well, here we are. F4. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm already up a pawn, so I'll be up a piece for a pawn. And then just trade down like my life depends on it. Maybe queen d6. Whoa, really? Yeah, I'm okay there, bro. I take. You can't take or else I have check. Okay, now I'm up a piece and a pawn. Where's my king the safest? That's the question. I'm probably not going to be too rushed in castling. I want to put the queen here. But what do I do against that? I guess I offer a trade. And the queen has to accept. Or if the queen runs, I take that knight. Actually, wait. Here, here, here. I can't take because of check. Okay, they don't find that though. So we offer a trade. Or here. That actually looks good too. Let me do that. Okay, the queen can never step to e4 or else I have discovery ideas. Still can't. If you go there, I improve. And I defend g6. Castling looks solid. Knight f4 looks solid. Although I suppose maybe that's not the best situation, risk-wise. Maybe I just go back to offering a queen trade. I'm up 4. I don't need to be too greedy here. Just offer a trade. See what they do. Yes, I'm attacking that knight, but I'm only going to take that knight if it's a non-risky approach. I don't need to play risky here. I'm the one with the leverage because I'm up material. Pawn looks good. Bishop looks fine. Bishop looks a little awkward for some reason to me. Maybe because they're both on the c file there. So yeah, I'll go for b5. I could do that. I could take. I don't know why that just looks so dangerous for them. Queen trade again? Takes, yeah. There could work, but then I get attacked. There's a lot of moves here that are probably winning. Probably every move I said is probably technically winning. All right, I'll castle. It's probably time to do that. Yeah, 94 there looks fine to me. If they take, I take the queen. I'm okay. If they take, my knight's no longer pinned. Okay, so we get the queens off the board. That's step one. Man, I don't want to lose a pawn. I don't want to. Right? I mean, I could. Doesn't mean I want to. All right, knight f4. You can't take the pawn now because it's check, and I take the rook. All right, start trading. Trade again. Trade again. How can I force trades now? Maybe rook over? Okay, I'll start with this. If you want to attack the 7th rank, I just kick you out. Yeah, let's kick you out of there by offering a trade. Kick you out of there by offering a trade. King h7, I'm still eyeing up that. Probably could have done that earlier. I'll do it now, though. Oh. Mouse slipped there. That would have been horrible. All right, take the rook. Boom, boom. Now I'm good. Let me get these pawns on dark squares. That way my bishop can be useful as the game goes on. I will... Yeah, you can have that. That's fine, bro. That's fine. That's fine. Push my passer here. Fly in. Yeah, I don't want them taking that, but I don't think I really have a choice. Here. Okay, like I said, I locked that pawn in. That's a target. The rook's babysitting it now. Push again, why not? That king is kind of stuck. Okay. Eye that up, push this guy now. Keep pushing. Push again. Blockade. Maybe rook there? Could work. I don't know. Okay, I'll take that guy. Let's go check. Here, if you take, I go check. If you don't go, yeah. Rook g1. And then the rook falls. And I got 26 seconds, which should be plenty of time. I don't think there's a stalemate trick here for them. No matter where their king moves, it's always going to have somewhere else to go. And that should be it. All right. Okay, so what we got? We got a hippo versus 2 pawns so far. Okay, Austrian again. Nice. Okay, so I don't know. Like, I'm worried about the... Ooh, 4 pawn now. Great. Now, with a 4 pawn, I do fianchetto. I'm actually okay if they push this now because they've just pushed their pawns so much. They got to be really careful to not overextend their pawn structure in these types of positions. Now d4, that's not something I see super often. No, bro, I don't want to draw. Takes. You do got to think through this stuff, right? Tuck the knight. If I go here, takes. I mean, I'm not usually okay with that, but again, they've pushed their pawn structure so much. I think I'm okay with that. But if they don't take, what am I going to do? I'm not going to... Well, I guess I could, actually. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. So, when you play against the 4-pawn center, you want to lure their pawns to push. Usually, we don't see this as fast, so you got to go like knight f3, and then maybe knight g5, and try to get them to push their e-pawn. Here, if I do it, there's no target there, so I'm not going to do that. Castle looks fine. I'm not going h3. That's a waste of time. Here, does that do anything? Takes. I could push. I'll go for that because I got my rook ready to go now. Push this f pawn. If you try to get in there, knight c4. Okay, and then here we go. So ultimately, guys, our goal is to overextend their pawn structure and then have targets the rest of the game. This could go either way. I'll say that. We got weaknesses. They got weaknesses. They're playing well so far, but this is a very, how do I say it, a fragile position for black. I'm okay if you take this knight, because I take back, and then that knight is useless. It really just can't do much. If I go here, they could do that. Who cares? If I go here, they could do that. I do care. Here, I run. It's kind of a big old circle for no reason. So I'll just do that. Look to centralize my other rook. Again, this knight is now unable to centralize. If it moves, we have check. Very solid square all of a sudden. So I like this pawn structure. It's done well for me so far. Here. Taking does look fun, I'm not going to lie. But I think this is more sound. Okay, if they want to push, maybe I'll think about it at that stage. They don't. I think I could just kick your knight out, though. Is check first good? Doesn't really do too much. Yeah, I'll just kick you out. You can't jump in, or else you lose a pawn. I don't know what you're doing, bro. Takes. If you go here, I trade down into an endgame where I'm a pawn up. There, I could go 1, 2, 3, but the knight is... Knights are tough. I've said that so many times. So let's just get rid of that guy. Get rid of the freaking knight. And then trade down. I'm up a pawn. Good move. Very high level move there. Not helping me improve my rook. But I think I might be able to improve it anyway. Rook with rook e7, right? Rook down. Okay, I'm not threatening anything, just activating it. Honestly, black should have probably thought about this, but hey, they didn't, so I'll prevent that. Rook endgames, you very rarely want to, for some reason in rook endgames in particular, you very rarely want to just hang on to everything. That's something I talk about in my Mastering Chess Endgames course. That discount code, goodness gracious, that discount code is good. The June 30 discount code is good for the Endgames course as well. But yeah, that is something I talk about. I mean, typically you want to play aggressively with the rooks. It's almost always the right answer. Sometimes you can set up a fortress, but usually if I can defend my pawn all day or go, hey, take it, that's fine. I'm going to go get one of yours. Usually the ladder's better. Okay, I don't like that move. Let me get the king off of the freaking file. That's also an idea. Okay, so they're trying to they're really gunning for that move. They're really gunning for it. Yeah, I don't really want you to get it in, though. So I'll move my king up. That way I have 2 on it, not just 1. I can do this whenever. I don't need to be too rushed in that department. Maybe even king f4. I hadn't thought about that, but that could be a really just solid improving move. I suppose I could go for check. Yeah, maybe I'm not able to stop that. Well, okay, I'll go for this now. That would have been good too. But this is, I like this. On the clock, we're doing okay. Okay, we're doing okay. Here, so then I would have 1 pass pawn. The step 1 of the endgame, create a pass pawn. Right? 99% of endgames come down to who promotes first. Step 1, create a pass pawn. Thankfully for me, it's on the edge. It is far out there. And with the rooks, it's less of a big deal. But with the kings, if, let's just say all the pawns are on the board, but I had a passer here, I'm completely winning because the king has to go worry about that bait over there. Yeah, I'm okay. You don't have a check or anything sneaky against me to win that guy. Nothing sneaky there. Okay, I'll come back. I don't want you doing that. So I'll... Oh, wait. I don't want you doing that, though. Ooh. Okay. Respect, respect. Let me... run back. That's an idea. They don't do it. Okay. So sometimes you got to play defensively, especially against two rooks, because those rooks side by side are so dangerous. Okay. I got to push this guy at some point. Here we go. Come on. Start pushing that A-pawn. Okay. Still pushing. I'll go here to support that move. To trade. Right. Trade down there. I don't think after rook there I can actually save that pawn, so I'll just go 1-2. Like in this instance. Yeah, I'll take that. Oh, they go for this. Interesting. Okay. If they take, I win this pawn. I mean, you could offer a trade, but my pawn's way too far. Yeah, so this is a great example, guys. One pawn makes all the difference. Okay, even if the king could catch up, it'd have to get distracted and go help that guy, and then I win. Okay, one here. Let me get this king in a mating net. Okay, my guy wanted to stall out the rest of the clock to keep me sitting here after I declined to draw there, which I don't know why I would ever accept a draw, but okay. Here we go. Okay, playing as white now. We got, okay, 2 knights out. Very solid setup. Okay, prioritize that kingside development. I'll go here. Tuck my knight. Are we going to see another queenside? Maybe. This move, I could push. I'm okay with that right now. I'm okay with that. Sometimes I'm in the mood for that. Sometimes I'm not. Obviously, if they castle queenside, that's great for me. I don't think they're going to want to since I have my pawn on b4. Okay. Fiend cut of the bishop. So we have space. We have some pressure there. So black has to be mindful of that. We also have pressure here. In fact, if I kick this knight and kick it again, or kick the bishop and kick the knight, I win that pawn. I lose this pawn, but that's a good thing for me because I got the central one. But I guess they could go there. Maybe this is a little bit overextended. Maybe. Here, here. Although it could take my space, so I'll do that. I can't do this yet. Maybe I could technically, but that falls, which automatically eliminates this. Now I can think about it. Threatening c5. If they take, I'll take with the pawn. Yet again, a threat. How do they stop that? They could go queen back. A lot of queen moves. A lot of back and forth with that queen. She's got to figure out what the heck she's doing. Queen c2 looks solid. I can't even get kicked because I have my pawn on g4 already. Here. Yeah, I'll get the queen off of the d file there. Just get her off of that. Knight runs, bishop's done. Knight runs. I get the pawn. Bishop runs. I could go for the pawn. So these are a little bit stuck. A little bit trapped, or whatever the word is. Here. Okay, so again, the knight runs. I could go for here. And then take this guy. I could also take this guy right now. Let me kick this bishop first. Here, wait. Takes, here, takes. What does black get out of that? I guess my bishop's not the best. The second take might be a little greedy, in fairness. I could also go for that guy. Yeah, you're giving me a pawn. I'll take it. I could take the second pawn, but my bishop is then a little bit useless. And it's very strong here. So I got my pawn. I'm up a pawn. That's that. If I get into the end game, I'm winning if that happens. So let me just do that. Here they're sacking more material. If the queen flies in, tucking the knight is typically a great defensive resource. I could go there as well. But I'm going to tuck this knight. I don't know what the queen does now. If you go here, I could fly in with my hippo bishop. Or take. Right now I'm eyeing up queen f5. Maybe here as well. Here. I guess where could the queen go? Here. Yeah, that actually looks kind of fun. Attack the queen. You only have 3 squares. One of them gives me the ability to take if I want to. Queen f6. We go here. I'll do that. Pre-move. d6 will fall if I decide to take it. Such a strong square for me. Takes. I guess taking could be good for them. So let me take this first. With check. I could trade. Trading is a good move. I do gotta say that my queen is so active that I think I'm gonna keep material on the board here. I guess I'm up 2. Yeah, that's right. I'm up a piece for a pawn, actually. So that would have been very sound. At the same time, I'm threatening d6. You can't castle. So this is one of those positions where it's like, hey, attacking is good. Trading down is good. Good place to be. But yeah, there's the queen. There she goes. I was going to castle queenside, but this feels safer. Okay, no reason to play crazy chess. Just bring the bishop back. I'll push that guy. Okay, queen flies in. Really bad pawn structure for black as well. I don't think it matters all that much since I'm up a queen, but I guess I'm up a queen for a pawn. e5 is not looking too pretty for them. Okay, I'll take that guy. Okay, guys, I'm gonna do something here just to highlight a principle that you can use in your games. I could keep the queen on the board. Obviously, that's great. At the same time, I'm up 9 points. You know what? Fine, bro. Let me give that back. I'm getting something for it. Let me trade down again. And I've simplified so much that this is an easy endgame. I'm still up a rook. And black has so little material left. Not the best example. There's better examples of like trading down where it's only kings and you have a rook or something. But again, this is just, yeah, it's over. Unless I mess it up. Let's stop that fork. Don't want that. And again, I'm not just giving material back for fun. And you don't have to do what I just did. You really don't. It's just, it can be at times like, okay, you know what? Let me just go into an easy endgame that I know how to win. Okay, target both of those. We'll go check. Yep, check. Okay, all about passed pawns. Who can promote first? That's interesting. Oh, I see what they're doing. They're going for that and that. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Nope, not gonna happen, bro. Knight falls. Yeah. All right, so we got d4 to e4. Ooh, interesting. So this move here, you got a couple of different options. You can play d5, you can play c5, you can play h6. I'm going to play h6 this game. We'll see what we get. In the advanced course, I talk about these types of positions where your opponent can quickly throw that h-pawn at you and how to respond the best way. Some players will go bishop e3 and then they'll end up playing f4 and taking with the bishop, and that wastes them a turn, wastes them a tempo. Here, guys, I recommend the tiger's defense. Play the tiger here, take that quick space, fianchetto this bishop quickly, knight tuck. It can turn back into a hippo. That can happen, but typically I'm not in too much of a rush here. But if they're really going to go crazy and they notice nothing is in front of any of these pawns, that's big. Okay, fine. We got to play aggressively too. I'm going to go here. F3 was a good move to prevent me from kicking and looking at e4. Okay, g4 there. e6, solid move. c5, solid move. Rook c8. I tend to, in these positions, I tend to prefer loading up for c5 and then pushing that guy up. Okay, you push one of these, I push the other. Good move from them. All right, c5. Huh, knight d5 there. Takes. You're giving me a target here, so eventually knight f6 is good. Don't be in too much of a rush to move this knight, or move this pawn to e6, by the way, because d6 can be weakened. But this is very solid. We got all this under control. That's hanging. I guess I could take. They could take. That also helps my bishop. f4, yeah, takes. That looks pretty good. Start with that. Yeah, so the tiger defense, modern tiger, very sharp. You're gonna get blasted, or you can blast your opponent. Very rare to have drawish games come out of this. I've been having good success with it lately in my tournament games. c4. Taking looks fine as well. I will say that's a little bit concerning to me. I'm not really able to stop it, though. It's not really a way to stop that. So, yeah. Push. Yeah. I was a little worried about that, but I can just keep on pushing. I will say good for them. They haven't, pushed their pawns in a way where there's no pawn breaks left ever again. Here, I'll take first just to spread these guys out a little bit. That pawn will never have support now from another pawn. Let's keep pushing. Part of me wants to do that. It's an idea to think about. Okay, so for example, bishop g4, at some point there I could have kicked the bishop and then played it out. I'm guessing they're going to want to give their king shelter, but I can always take that shelter away. I could go here. That looks good. I could go here. That looks good. There's a lot of good looking moves. Let me activate my queen a little bit more. Pressure a2. White doesn't want me taking that. If a3, then I take. Maybe rook c3's coming up. There. Sacking doesn't do anything. Let me take this guy. Now that's a threat. That's also a strong concept. That's a strong concept. This is good. All right. Bishop e1. Yeah, we can check. That's possible. What else is possible? Here, I don't like that. Yeah. Okay. Check. Takes, check. King runs. That's fine. Check. Boom. Bishop takes. I could take with the queen. I'll take with... Maybe I should take with the queen. I will. I was a little bit concerned about queen e4 there. And I'm up material. White's pawn structure is horrendous. And I can keep attacking. Keep the rook locked in where it is. Tuck this knight. They kick me. Okay, I'll keep it active. Here next. All of those squares are so weak. Yeah, I definitely don't want you going there. That is not what I want. So, yeah, looking at both of those. Okay, good move. Huh. King over. Yeah, we'll do that. I was going to go bishop f6, but I guess if they want to double isolate my pawns there and mess everything up, then they got to give up some material. Make them pay for it a little bit. If check, maybe I go up. It looks a little dangerous, but they only have rooks and bishops. There's no knights. There's no queen. The bishop's useless against my king there because it's a bishop. Check. Yeah, might as well bring it to the central square. Check. Rook over. They don't want to get back rank mated by moving this rook up. That's weak. Nothing here for them. How do they stop that? I don't even think they can. They could go bishop f1. That's actually a good move. Maybe not. Rook g1. Okay. Oh, thanks. Okay, we got the hippo continuing to roll here. We got a little modern tiger there. I'm sure we're going to see more of that as the speedrun continues to progress in rating. Yeah, so this is always interesting. I mean, you can take the bishop. You can go king f8. I think I'm going to go king f8. Let them take my bishop on their own time. Now my king is on the square that the bishop was, so it feels a lot more solid. Do I want to keep queens on the board here or force a trade? I'm okay forcing a trade. I'm okay with that. I could play here. I will say I don't really know where this king is going, but you know what? Let's keep some material. Let's keep some flair in this game right now. I can always look at this later. And maybe I got to do it now, low-key. Okay, but I got extra development out of that, so that's good. Can't take the pawn. All right, we take a lot of pawns on light squares, which I don't think is recommended. Your bishop's on a light square. But fine by me. All right. Okay, take our space. They castle. Hey, who said we can't attack without queens, huh? Who said that? Not me. C5, take our space again. Just, yeah, playing actively on this side of the board. I'll push again, what the heck. If E5, that's a little bit weak. Do I take first or do I just... No, I'll take here. That knight's bad. I'm good with these knights on the board. That knight can't do anything. If you go here, I kick it. If you go back, you're going back. I could centralize. I could go here and tuck. Just keep taking space slowly. Yeah, so again, there I kick. What is your knight doing, bro? I don't know if I love that move. That does actually seem kind of strong. So I'm going to go here. That weakens these, but how can they take advantage of it? The knight can't go there. If they go here, I ain't pushing. Can't push now because I'm en passant. I can now target that weak square. Right? So, yeah, guys, look at weak squares. This is not good on their part. You got all these pawns on light squares, a bishop on a light square, so that bishop is useless again because it's a bishop. We fly in. I could wreck their pawn structure. I don't mind that. Okay, this doesn't just give them double pawns. Double pawns get way too much heat, but they're doubled and isolated. That's the issue. All right, attack the rook. You can't even support it with your rook because of my knight. If you take, then I take. That's a threat. How do you stop that? Okay, so knight there, we go in. Threatening the bishop. Guys, I could start trading down here, but why? Why trade? All the tension is in my favor. The knight can't move. The rook can't move. The king can't move. Just keep adding pressure. And eventually things will fall apart for them. Okay. Taking, why would I ever do that here? I'm up the exchange. So, yeah, let's attack that bishop. If you take with the knight and king, that's going to be it. So you got to go there, I think. Or there. That works. Here takes, yeah. Okay, you have a light square bishop, so I'm going to put my pawns on dark squares, make that bishop useless. Huge theme in my endgame scores, how to play against a bishop. Most of the time at the Grandmaster level, everyone, look, not everyone, but a lot of people, like I had one comment a while ago that was like, oh, you like bishops more than knights? Or knights more than bishops? Now I know about your level, what level you're at. Like, okay, bro, first off, calm down. Secondly, calm down. Thirdly, most games I look at the GM level and higher, the knight wins. I guess you can't be higher than GM. But most of the master games I look at, the knight wins. The knight beats out the bishop. Not always, but most of the time. Bro, what are you doing, my guy? Okay, so that is not... So I'm going to go for this guy first. And then I don't see how they defend that. I guess they could run the king over, but then the bishops... That might be the worst bishop I've seen, like, in the last at least a week, maybe a week or two. That might be the worst bishop I've seen this month. It's just not a award you want to get. In fairness, even if it was here, who cares? It's a bishop. At least it look strong. All right, on to the next. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yep. That kind of eliminates all the super aggressive stuff. We got an Averbach now. So I'm probably going to play F4 pretty soon. Queen D7, I don't want bishop H3 happening, so I'll push my pawn. I could do it there anyway. It doesn't really matter, the move order at this point, as long as you're not allowing bishop H3. And F4, I don't even really think about it. I see the Averbach structure. I set up everything besides A3 because of C5. Boom, push the pawn. Very solid, very strong. If knight H5, by the way, ooh, this is cool. I'm actually really happy that this is happening. So what you can do here, I had a game that basically had the same exact concept. It's covered on the channel. And you go here. A little hippo trick, right? So if you go here, they could take, and it gets a little crazy. But if you go here, it's all very contained, right? The bishop's done. If you go here, takes, they have 3 pieces for, or 3 pawns for a piece, but then bishop F3. So black's losing. That one move they're losing. Again, you don't have checks, and the knight drops. And then then they have 3 pawns for 2 pieces, which is not good enough. Okay, yes, sure. Sometimes your king's got to play some good defensive, you got to play good defensive chess there, but you're okay. I got to think about this. Takes here. No, the bishop. That's almost a trap, but not quite. So this is where I got to play good defensive chess, guys. My opponent has 8 pawns to my 4, and I have 2 extra pieces. I am winning. I just have to finish it well. What can I do here? Well, I could take. Is that too greedy? I don't think so. I think that's fine. Because that also gives me knight e4. It's not just getting a pawn. It gives me c4. It gives me e4. It gives me counter-attacking play. Black still doesn't have checks available. If knight d4 takes here, looks fine. Because I don't want check. They're threatening a mate too. Check, mate. So let me just stop that whole idea. Where's the bishop going to go? You can't go to any of these squares. Well, I guess you could go here. You can't go to any of these squares. You could go here, here, or here. If bishop f4, I might be able to get away with queen d2. Takes. That looks fine. Yeah. Okay, so queen f3 instead. My rook is hanging. This is not good. That almost works, but the queen escapes. Here. Kind of crazy looking, but I think it works. Yeah, because I'm protecting g3 again. If you check me, okay, that's fine. I think that's fine. Check again. Block, yeah, that's okay. If you go f5, well, actually, never mind, you can't. But if they did, I'd have that, but they can't, so. All right, rook over. Ooh, I'm so close to castling queenside. That is the dream scenario for me. Scenario? Matter of opinion, I guess. Okay. I'm so close. Once I castle, it's over. I'm not seeing a follow-up for them. What check do you have? I mean, that's not a... None of these are good checks. Okay, I could do that. Check, but then I'm out. So I'm going to castle first. Right? Now I'm threatening that. But the rook will probably move. And then the king could run, so I don't want to do that. But like if here or something, yeah, I'll take. Here, yeah, rook h1 looks pretty good. Okay. Yeah, so guys, keep that in mind. In that Averbach type position, you play f4, they move their knight to the edge. You can trap that bishop, or really lure that bishop into a fork. They got 3 pawns, you got a piece, and then boom, you get a piece back. So you got 2 pieces for 3 pawns. You are winning there. I won 1 game. The guy was pretty high rated too. He was like, I think 2,000 and something over the board. So that was a good win. I didn't even know about that trick until the game, but when he played it, I started calculating and I realized. So that's always fun when you discover an idea. All right. Pawn up. You know what we're doing here. Okay, you're giving us space again. I don't know. It's a little iffy. That's not bad. I'll kick the bishop. Right now I'm more comfortable with that idea. Sometimes I like kicking the bishop, sometimes I don't. That's okay. Okay. Yeah, so we got a great bishop there. I don't think they're going to want to castle queenside. I'll take the space they give me. They went like that. There's no bishop here. Okay, take the space. They go like that. There's not a bishop here. Okay, take the space. All right, now we're facing the queen side, so they could just go that way, and then our king, our attack against the king isn't great, but we do have space. We do have a great bishop. Rook over, do I go here? I mean, I don't love take, boom. That knight's okay, so... Well, I suppose I'd have this, but let me just keep adding the tension here. That could be good. That could be good. They could always go here too, as well. Here looks strong. Let me do this. Just eye up that square, eye up that pawn. See how they want to play this out. If they castle and I really wanted to attack, I could give up these 2 pawns for this one and go crazy. Here, here. Guys, slow hippo equals good hippo. Just my opponent keeps weakening their position. Great. I'll keep just improving mine without weakening anything. I got a lot of pawns next to each other. Castle? But then there. Queenside looks fun. Queenside looks fun. I'll do that because I don't really think black is well prepared for a queenside attack. I got a great grip on d5. B pawn can't move. The A pawn could move, but what's that doing? And then I can start thinking about f4. Okay, bishop right back, I guess. We attack. Yeah, we break it open here. Maybe not. Takes. They do get a lot of activity there. Here. Okay, I'm going to do something a little bit uncharacteristic for me. I'm going to give up a pawn. But I think I got good enough compensation to make up for that guy. I don't do this often, but black's king, you're not going to castle either way, so it's absolutely stuck. They didn't even take the pawn that they could have. But yeah, I feel like this is a very dangerous position for black to navigate because their king cannot escape. Okay, kick the knight. Maybe kick the queen next. Great square there. Knight there next. Look at that. The knight can't go to h7. Can't do that. You could go here. I kick, you take, I go here, you take, I go there. Is the queen trapped? No. Knight g3. I can't take. So, okay, what else do I got? Here, here. Maybe then I could just do that calmly. I could always just do this first. That seems pretty safe. Right? Do this first. And then look towards this. That knight's kind of on an island. So bishop h3 is always an idea as well. Like, let's say they try to stop knight d5 with bishop there. That knight has nowhere to go. I mean, I could attack it. Where's it going to go? I don't... You could go here. Maybe that's, yeah, maybe that's the best answer for black. Takes, takes. Takes, takes. I don't love that. Takes here looks good. And then knight. Takes, takes, knight, queen. Knight jumps in. Solid active position. Rook jumps in later. When you have a rook here, the queen cannot take that guy because the knight does a little fork. Okay, so we'll just follow that line. Actually, I think I should have took this first. That way, at the very end of it, the queen's on f6. So that was a little bit of an error by me. But this is still great. But yeah, it'd be better if the queen was on f6 right now, right? Because then it'd have to run away, and then I get that extra move. I don't know if it matters all that much, though. Check. I could do that, but then I'm just trading. Yeah. Check. Yeah, the king's just having to block its own rooks. It can't castle. They kept their king in the center too long against the hippo. That bishop's not doing anything good. I'll just... Yeah, it looks solid. Double up. I don't see any concrete wins here. So just start improving pieces. Maybe something like that. Maybe something like this. But black feels a little bit stuck to me. You can't move the knight. If you do that, I'm not taking, I'm not breaking this game open. No, there's nothing you can do. So let me just play it calm, play it cool. Move the king over. Okay. If check, I could probably just move again. It's looking like. Move the king over again. I could kick the queen, but then that's weakened, right? You got to think about weak squares, and this pawn's doing a great job of keeping that knight and bishop at bay. Here. That could be worth it. Here. Oh, wait. I do not have a lot of time, guys. I just realized that. 52 seconds. Oh, my gosh. Okay. All right. I think it's time. F4, and I'm down on the clock. Takes. If you take, I go check, and that's winning. Because if you block with the rook or the knight, I take the queen. Well, actually, I guess the bishop defends the queen. Yeah, that's true. Let me think. Okay, let me go for this. Takes there. That way I have 3 attackers on e7. You can't check. I mean, you could, but I take. Yeah, so they go for that. Okay, I'm still coming back. How do they get out of this? Again, they're just so cramped. Okay, I mean, I want trades here. I'm up a piece for a pawn. That does not help you, because I force down a trade. I get the other rook. And that should be a wrap. Okay. Rook down. Rook up. Take another pawn. And then I'm going to solidify the positioning. If the game continued, I would solidify the positioning of my rook, and then I would keep pushing those pawns to victory. Okay, here we go. Keeping it moving. We're over halfway there today. All right, 1, 2, 3. Boom. Okay. Tuck the bishop. Pawn up. Kingside or queenside makes a big difference here in terms of how we play it. So they go kingside. So queenside, we're attacking kingside. Let's use the breather moment here. Let's think through things. Playable, automatically eliminated because they take open file and it's their king's not on the queen side. Not even thinking about these. Automatically eliminated because they'd get that with tempo. Automatically eliminated because they take h6. So that actually makes our decision making pretty easy. Knight over. That's our only move left. Attacking e4. They push, we push. They go here, we go to d5. That looks good. They go back. Good move. Pushing the pawns there is rarely a good idea for them. Now, there is this interesting idea of g5 now, and if they push knight g4, takes. That's definitely interesting. Very aggressive play. c5 is more on our radar, but I'm going to go g5 now. It's not the breather moment anymore. I played this first. We have some counterattacking play available, including giving up 2 pawns for the h pawn and then going crazy on these 2 files. They don't want that. 2 on 2, I don't care. Tuck. They go here. I run. I can go here first as well. I'll go here. If they kick, I go here. Take. They can't create an isolated pawn. Yeah. So that's always something you got to think about, right? But this is also another idea you can use that's very helpful. Just keep in mind in this position, guys, don't bring this knight to f4. I know that you want to get it out of the I have that bishop, but you want to be able to push h5 and go bishop h6. h5, g4, bishop h6, all that. So move this knight. And at the end of the day, it is protected by another knight. So that's fine. Knight e2. This does slow down knight f4 because I got 1, 2, 3. I got 1, 2 defenders on it. I could go e5. Let me go e5 actually, to just make sure that bishop can do nothing. Give me some support on this square. If d5, the game's pretty much over. They have no play. My bishop drops. Knight in. We're good. Pawn, bishop, pawn, queen. So that's losing. Taking is a lot better. Leaving it there is a lot better. Knight g3 could work because they get their knight active. My knight's active. Their knight's active. They're going to try to get rid of my knight. I'm going to try to get rid of theirs. That's good with them. Yeah, so takes, good move. Takes looks pretty solid to me. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Okay, I do got to get my queen off of this file, though. It's probably step 1 here. Get the queen the heck off of that. We do have 1v1 here on e4. So if the bishop leaves, I could think about just taking. Like, take here all you want. That's an idea, at the very least. Of course, f7 at the end of that might drop. But I'm also looking towards taking on f3. Okay, it looks like we might have a auto resign here. Very interesting position. Again, guys, you want to move this knight in and then h5, bishop h6, g4. Crushing, attacking idea. All right, we got 2 pawn center. Normal looking moves, okay. All right, this is a good setup. I know some of you guys have asked about this before. It's always interesting where they put the bishops, right? Stack, side by side, next to the pawns, all these different looks. This can be very limiting for us because we just can't push our flank pawns ever. At the same time, these tend to be a little bit more loose. Now, queenside, white's got to be careful. Again, I'm starting with b5. Okay, now c5 here is usually what I play, but I don't want to drop that pawn, so I'm going to tuck that knight. I typically don't do this anymore if I see queenside castling, because then c5 is harder to pull off. That said, there's no bishop here. And if it does move here, they wasted a tempo. But yeah, I just can't play c5 if there's no queen here defending that. So, okay, d5. Good play from white. White here is castling queenside and then trying to get me to push my pawn up. I could take. I can't even castle. I could go king f8. I don't know if I love that position. So maybe we push. Okay, I'll push. I'll push. The queenside attack is pretty much over now. At the same time, what can white really do? Not much. f5 looks pretty good to me. Maybe I should just wait for a second, though. Just take a breath. I'll go queen up. If they want to take, that gives my attack some life again, because the c file opens up. I'm never pushing this guy, ever. Okay? They would take. They'd get automatic activity here. Here. No. a5, you know, it's a solid idea, but I'm going to go f5. Okay. Not a trap, because they could take my knight, but still very solid. They took, so d5's weaker now. You got 4 defenders on it. None of them are pawns. I got 3 attackers. Just going to keep an eye on that. Nope, not doing that. Could do that, but I'm okay. That kind of just gives them more play. So let me... I could... you know what? I could go queenside. They went queenside, I go queenside. The problem is takes, knight d4, and there is so much pressure there. I don't know if they'd see that, but I don't want to play hope chess here. If my king is not defending the knight, that is a possibility for them. King over, maybe? That looks fine. Yeah, I wanted to castle, but I don't like takes, knight d4, because then if I take, they fly all the way in. Although maybe I would have had knight, pawn takes knight, I don't know. All right, here, queen tuck. King tuck looks fine, but then I'm kind of stuck, so yeah, let me do that. This probably won't pay off too much. There's no king there. This looks good. Of course, knight d4 looks like a brutal response because I can't take. So maybe I go rook e8 first, and then I do that. Okay, the knight's there now. So that shifts things. I offer a trade. They run. I defend. That looks fine to me. If they take, I'm taking with my b pawn, not the d pawn. That would be terrible. King up is a possibility. I mean, yeah, I don't want to lose my pawn here, so let's guard that guy. e4 is becoming more of a possibility now, opening up that bishop. Okay, yeah, I don't want to lose my bishop. I have the knight. Still possible? Yeah, f3 is... Well, actually, I was about to say it's good, but I don't think it is because you don't have f2. You go there, I take your knight. And, yeah, I mean, I think white here's losing a piece. You could take my rook and then take the pawn. That's also... What would that be? They'd get 6, I'd get 9, so that'd be a 3-point difference. Same thing, material-wise, but yeah, it's hard to give up your queen. All right, take the knight now. Maybe here next. Force that queen to h1. That looks terrible. Here. They don't want to trade. They go to h1. Okay, we can... It is a little bit hard to force trades here. Like, it's such a closed position, and I don't want to weaken too much. But let me... At the same time, there's nothing I can do, so let me start running my king over. Okay, just get that king safe. That's step 1, I think. Get the king safe. Okay, feels so much better now, not on d8. Yeah, I don't really know what white's going for there. My bishop could be better. So let me bring that guy back. f4 I couldn't take with my pawn. I'd have to take with the bishop. Maybe there's some counterplay there for white. Probably not, as rook g3 is possible from there. Okay, I wanted to do that, but that gives their knight improvement. What can I do here? They've made it very clear there's nothing they can do. What are slow improving moves here? Because they can't do anything. Bishop d7 looks good. Maybe I go rook g7. That looks like an improvement. Just protecting the knight just in case. I don't know. Pawn up is a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. In fairness, they have no good moves. Okay. I suppose maybe knight e2 is the idea. Rook up. Rook up. Okay. Knight back. Okay, rook c3. Very interesting idea there. That actually would do something. Do I go king over? To stop any check stuff? If you go over, I jump in. Oh, I got 34 seconds. My goodness. I keep losing track of that clock. Okay. Pawn up. Gotta blitz it out here. Actually, kind of a hard position to blitz out, to be honest. But here we are. Okay, queen back. Sure. Here, maybe? Okay. I'd like to take on c2 with my rook. Okay, they don't want that, obviously. a5. a4 looks strong. a3. If they push that guy, I take. Okay, take the open file. That is definitely something I got to keep an eye on. Check. The bishop falls. Maybe c2? Yeah. Okay, if you promote to a queen, the game's over. If you go to... Okay, threatening mate. Oh gosh. Here. Threatening mate. Check. Check. There we go. Oof, that was close. Yeah, well played by white there, hanging on. Yeah. Okay. All right, so d3. Okay, another solid setup by black here. Could see an Austrian. So I'm not tucking my knight until I see that knight gets in the way. All right, I'm okay with castling. That's a little awkward for black. I'll take that space right now since I'm not sure if we're going to see this. So I'm not tucking my knight there. I got to keep these guys looking at that. Okay, want to defend this guy as well as I can. If h5, I don't really want that bishop breaking open. So if I see h5, boom. Interesting. Interesting move. I don't know if that's good, but it's interesting. I don't like that bishop. I could try to trade for it. But I'll just continue with the plan. Knight c3. Ultimately, if I do offer a trade, they could just run away. Okay, 2 and 2. I'd usually say I don't care. I will say I care a little bit here because, I mean, come on. My king's on h2. But let me start with making sure that bishop never activates. Ever. g5 is also hanging. Of course, if they kick, my knight's under attack. Do I trade? Nah, I'm okay. I'll go back. They push, I push. f5. I think that might be a little bit too committal. But it is dangerous. It is dangerous. Okay, my bishop's attacked. I'll take space. I'll play aggressively too. I'll play actively. What the heck? Why not? You take, I take. You take, I take? Yeah, take. Maybe I gotta take with the pawn. I'd love to have my knight here, but it's just not there. Because if they took, I could take with the knight and then threaten a fork, get the bishop, whatever. But yeah, takes. I don't really want to lose this pawn, so I probably got to take with the pawn. Okay, not the best scenario, but I'm up material. They do got to be mindful of f5 stuff in the future. Takes, push. It's okay. here. So I bring the bishop in to attack that. They take, I take. I'll go for that. I'm just trying to play actively here. The king, their king is a little wobbly, so you know, that is something I could think about. Going for that h5 pawn. If they castle queenside, they're a lot more safe, but then of course they got a little pin there they're worried about. And if I could get f5 in, that could really save my king. Typically taking with the pawn is best. Is taking with the knight logical here though? Because I'm down material, I'm trying to trade like my life depends on it, and h5 is threatened. I like it. I'm going to do that. Okay, so you can't always follow the rule of thumb. Even if you did there, I think it's okay, but yeah. And maybe black would have went check and bishop takes h3 there. I don't know. Okay, so we have the king on the queen side. I'll fly in. I'm up 2 pawns now. So that gives me a little bit more leverage to give material back. That activates my bishop. I don't mind that. Okay, protects my bishop, attacks theirs. They run. I could think about that. I guess they just defend though. So do I take here first and then do that? And they just defend. They just defend it. Ooh. Oh, that almost works. Takes, 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 and takes, but then the rook's undefended. So you know what? Maybe I got to connect my rooks here. Just give that rook a little bit more protection so that I can actually think about this kind of stuff. Yeah, so like knight f5. Do I take here first? I guess there's no real point now. I could just do that. And I'm threatening mate on b7. So the hippo bishop coming in clutch. That's covered by a pawn. I don't care how many attackers you have on it. It's attacked by a pawn. So that would be mate. How do they stop that? They could take here. Check. They run, I take. That could work. Not sure what else. I mean, yeah, bishop back. But then I take, right? Take. They still can't take. And if they take here, I could take or just bail out. I'm up 5 points right now, so if I can force a trade, that's great. Takes. Boom, boom, boom. I would then be up 2 points, but then 5 again. Does the knight taking change the dynamic? I mean, I could still do it, or do that first. There's a lot of moves here, but I'm all about, as y'all can tell, I'm all about simplifying into an easy game. Easy win, good game, simple game, good game, no risk game, good game, all that. They still can't take. Their rook's attacked, their knight's hanging. Really? Okay, so here I'm going to... Yeah, if I take... I don't know, they have play there. So let me just force pieces off the board. Okay, I'm still up 5. Is that concerning, though? That bishop? I could take there, but then I'm down material. I could go there. Maybe I gotta do that. Here. I gotta be okay there. Because I'm up 4. I could always, again, give material back. Okay. If they take, I'm up 2. Check is an option, although then my rook's less defended. This is not great. Okay, I defend it. Takes. Still a pin there. Not really sure how they could keep adding pressure to it though. Rook over, knight up. I'll just pre-move that just in case. We're up on the clock. That's nice. Here. Pretty close to promotion. They take, I promote, they go here. I take. I mean, I know you got discovered checks, but they can't be that bad. I'm going here so that the knight can't go get my queen. The knight is 3 squares away from there, so you're not able to go 1-2. Okay, run to a light square because that's a dark square bishop. That bishop's useless now. Cannot get there. Not possible. Okay. All right, G3. Oh. Okay. Didn't want the smoke. Didn't want to play against G3. I mean, I get it, to be honest. I've never liked playing against G3 or G6 ever. All right. Let's see what we get here. In fact, one of my friends growing up, she was a strong player. She'd play at one point. She was playing the modern all the time, and or maybe it was the Sicilian. Yeah, the Sicilian at the time, I had no idea how to play against it, and the modern as well. I was just like, I don't know. My lines weren't the best for white, so it's hard. It's hard. She didn't play the hippo, but even the modern itself is pretty hard. Okay. Looks like we got a little Jobava player here, just doing a Jobava against my hippo. That's fine with me. Okay. Pawn B6. Could get a very quick kingside attack. Let me do this. I don't know if that's even necessary, but you could. All right, G5, here we go. So it doesn't come with tempo, but if H4 we tuck, or we go there actually. I take that back, and that's great. Okay, tuck the knight. Start pushing. Got activity there. If you push, okay, that bishop's worse. This one's better. Thanks for the pawn. Queen H5. Yeah, I can just kick you out, bro. Just kick you out real quick. Okay, keep pushing. Looking at G4. Yeah, looks good. Keep pushing. They played a very, London system, Jobava London type setup. All right, cool. Gives us a great kingside attack. I mean, taking's not good for them. Me taking them's not good for them. Maybe they could get away with like here or something, but it's still not great to have an enemy pawn on the 3rd rank in front of your king. D5. So that's a good move. So that looks to slow down my bishop. I'm still comfortable though with pushing. Maybe bishop back. Adding more pressure to H3. Knight looks good, but pawn looks better. I'm all for getting the queen to H4, but taking F3 away is a nice plus. Sorry about that. Knight H5. They could take. So let me go here so that I can actually do this. Even in that position, I like it a lot for black, but this is more straightforward, I think. Now I'm tempted to take. And then push. And push. Or go for this kind of thing. Push. Takes, check. I run. I could go here right now. They go here. I go here. They run. Yeah, I don't know if I love that. I think I got to play a little bit quicker right now. Okay, if you want to check me, I might even just go here. That way the knight's defended. Right? So the knight's protected in case they want to do that or something. Okay, queen drops in. Yeah, it's game over. Okay, y'all know me. I'm all about making it so the king can't run away, but I think if I do that, takes check. Here. Huh? Here. Check with the queen on f3. Okay, actually, yeah, I will do that. All right. See what we get this game. Okay, so are we going to get another London? It's looking like we might. A lot of Londons at this ELO range is what I'm noticing. All right, fair. Okay, we go pawn up. I don't know what your bishop's doing there. I don't need to do that. Okay, I mean, they're giving us the London. They're giving us that great bishop. There's pawns here and here. Let's start pushing again. Yeah, and that bishop's not doing much. Okay, push again. Looking at g5. If they take, I could take with the queen, but then that falls. So, you know what? Honestly, I'd probably just take with the king, as crazy as that looks. All right, g5. Hippo is OP, y'all. OP. Queen flies in again. Yeah, it's over. Again, they take. I'd probably take with the king. They want to check me. I could block or just run away. That's fine. I'd probably block. Why not? I got tempo against that knight. d4, yeah. So it's a little late, I think. Yeah, I think it's a little late, bro. We take. Part of me wants to get rid of that bishop, but I could just add pressure to it. It can't move. If it moves, it's over. Yeah. Okay. g3. Oh. We got a copycatter? No. No hippo versus hippo today, it looks like. Not so far. Okay, I'm just going to try to get that move in real quick. Boom. Yeah, I see this setup a lot. I don't know who popularized this, but... Well, maybe they're not going to do that. But okay. a3. I'll defend my bishop since there's tension there. I could go here, although the bishop could pretty easily go here at some point. So I'll just line up. And then here we go again. So this is not the London, but this is the type of setup where we will take the space they give us. Right? Take the space they give you. If it was my move here, I'd play g4. Because of h5, I can remove the knight. Now here, it's a little bit trickier. Here. Yeah, and I can't remove the knight. If I push, they run. I don't love that. Most of the time, you can get away with this anyway. I will say, if they do push, you do have the option of giving that pawn up, which can be helpful in terms of attacking chess. But I don't know. Against the fianchetto, it might not work as well. Okay, so I'm threatening g5. We'll play g5. I suppose d5 is available. Yeah, so maybe that was a little bit rushed. Okay, I'll go... That looks pretty solid. d6 is hanging. c4 is an option going forward. h4 is an option going forward. Yeah, I'll play this right now. Okay, push again. Hanging knight. I don't know about that move. This is not tension black once. You should keep your fianchetto solid, make it so if I push, you're good. But yeah, I mean, I'm okay breaking the game open. Knight's got to go back. If the bishop goes back, the knight's too loose defending that guy. Yeah, so the knight goes back. Okay, we'll take. And the knight's hanging. The knight is hanging. I could go here. What's that really do, though? Yeah, not much. Check. The knight leaves. That's way too crazy. C4? Yeah, I'll play C4. Because the bishop right now is trying to manage both F6 and H6. Okay, activate our queen. Yeah, the hippo just slices and dices so many setups. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, knight F6, here we go. Okay, so we take, and our rook flies in on H6. The bishop's overworked there. G6 is hanging. Can I get away with that? Check here. Check. Takes. Check here. All right, y'all. Last game, if I can win this. Okay, good setup from white. This could become a Grand Prix. This could become an Austrian. They make it an Austrian. D5 in these kind of positions do very well because you're distracting E4 from F5. I will continue with B6 at this stage. Sure, I'll castle. Okay, C5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so D5. Takes. My rook's hanging. Takes. My rook's still hanging. My rook would still be hanging, and then I could go here, takes. The queen's almost trapped, but not quite. Here, takes. Here. I'm probably not even making sense. I don't want to be like, getting you guys lost. Takes. Here. Sorry. Here. Wait. Here. Takes, here, takes, on A8, knight C6, and the queen's trapped. Okay, I'm okay with that. They might just take with the pawn, but if they take, if they take with the pawn, F5 is, very solid. In fact, right now I'm gonna throw my knight there, attack the bishop, rook E8 on the way, and white's attack is over. They wanted F5, but I was able to distract that E-pawn, and we're good. All right, Chekarunsky. The hippo bishop activates. And I think white's... I guess they have knight G1. Yeah, knight G1. I thought the bishop was cooked, but knight G1... what do we got? More pressure, I guess? Or takes and then more pressure? Here. It's a pin, so I don't have to take it right now. Even if you get C4 in, I get the rook, so I'll just keep moving my knight over. If you go there, okay, my bishop's blocked, but I have knight E4, which looks very promising. Boom. Boom, check, knight flies in. Okay, knight there. I'm still going to go for this. I'd rather go for this line than get the rook right now. Okay, I could go for the queen, but I think this is a faster win. Well, maybe. It depends where the king goes. In either case, queen h4, is good. All right, y'all. Hey, Appreciate you guys more than you know. Thanks for watching through this series. It's still going. Tomorrow, going for 1900. See you then. I wanted to finish this video out by giving a shout out to my Patreon supporters, including Walter, Rob, Ray, Roger, and Jerry. I appreciate y'all a ton, as well as the rest of my Patreon community. If you guys haven't checked out the Patreon before, make sure to go check it out. There's some exclusive benefits that you gain by becoming a member, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.